Now a law change that could prove costly for these retirees. Their apartment blocks been deemed moderately unsafe, and despite undertaking their due diligence before moving in, they're now looking at a hefty bill.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Not fair. No, it's not fair. It's not fair.
It's all too much for these retirees.
You do the right thing. You pay your bills. You're responsible for what you're responsible for. And then someone throws something like this at you, and it's devastating.
A change in the law that might cost them their life savings and shatter their dream to live out life in peace and quiet.
I'm Jeff, and I'm 91 years of age.
I'm Jean, and I'm 88.
I'm Peter, the young bloke at 64.
I'm Colin, I'm in my 82nd year.
All we want is a fair go.
Yes, a fair go. It's what we expect in Australia. But those living at the Pescara apartments in Melbourne's Doncaster don't seem to be getting much of a go at all, according to resident and former truckie Peter Collins.
If you change the rules, you've got to man up and go, yep, we've changed the rules, so we're going to fix it. And that's not happening here.
The issue is flammable cladding wrapped around their building's exterior.
When we bought into this building back in 2016, brand new build, reputable builder, put all the right things in, did all the right checks and balances, got signed off on a perfect building.
But after infamous cladding fires at Melbourne's Lacrosse building and London's fatal Grenfell Tower fire, the Victorian government banned materials they had previously allowed builders to use.
But all of this white that you can see, that is the ACP, that is in the second highest register, and all the light brown and the dark brown that you can see here is the highest flammable rating product on the market.
Right. After the bans, a statewide audit was conducted to identify buildings at risk and $600 million put aside to fix them. Problem is, in cases like Pescara, authorities want the residents to pay. A new government agency named Cladding Safety Victoria says the $600 million can only cover buildings at extreme risk, and as Pescara is deemed only moderate due to a top-grade alarm, fire safety system and an underground escape, it's on Peter and his elderly neighbours to fork out for it.
We could be looking at anywhere between $1 million and $2 million to reclad this building. Had we been in a building where there weren't some of those things, that would have changed our risk rating and we would have been in the extreme risk, and the government would then step in and pay for everything.
For residents like Giovanna, paying for the cladding fix is money they just can't spare.
I can't leave my inheritance to my children. It's absolutely devastating.
For the 71-year-old who has had multiple leg operations, this is more than just another setback.
It has completely destroyed me because I feel so helpless about it.
To add frustration to the heartache, the government's audit report on Pescara forcing the owners into action contains basic errors. The property is 3 stories with a basement. The report says it's 4 stories with a basement. The report includes photos of cladding on Peter's balcony, and then where the report asks, is there combustible cladding on balconies, it says no. Cladding authorities may not consider the situation urgent enough for them to put their hands in their back pocket and pay to fix it, but they are all too happy to give Pete a list of things he can and can't do right here on his own balcony. A letter arriving banning Peter and his wife from having any type of barbecue. So Pete, this is the cladding.
Yep.
And this is the reason you've been told you can't enjoy a barbie on your balcony.
Correct.
So it's too dangerous to have a barbecue, but not too dangerous for the cladding authority to have to pay for it.
Correct.
But before repairs can even begin, owners are being asked to stump up thousands for another report to determine how work should be done. As they met last week to talk over the outside of their property, these dignified retirees gave us a glimpse of what bureaucracy had them feeling on the inside.
We've lived our life well and we've always done the right thing, and now we're stuck with all this.
Those poor people. The Victorian government told us council's responsible for deciding what's required to make the apartment block safe, and residents can take legal action to pursue the costs.